This right here is a teleprompter, and in today's video we're going to discuss whether or not you need one of these to record your videos. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Joe. I am a video editor who has edited over 4,000 videos for online coaches, and now a content strategist helping online coaches make better content so that they can sign more clients from said videos and content. Now, when I first started making videos, I did it probably the worst way, and that was scripting out my entire videos, but I would just have a laptop off the side and sort of read it, line by line, and that process would be an absolute nightmare. Granted, I was pretty happy with the end result, but each video was taking me about, especially if we're talking for long form for YouTube here, each video was taking me about 30 to 40 minutes of raw recording, not then to mention, obviously, all of the extra editing time with the amount of mistakes that I would make. So at the start of 2026, when I committed to posting one YouTube video a week, I decided to invest in one of these, as a lot of recording studios that you'll book out and top YouTubers will actually be using these in their videos. The thing is, they actually just get so good at reading off of these that you can't actually tell. But if you look at any of the videos that I posted this year, barring the past 9 or 10 videos, because for those who don't know, I'm doing a challenge where I post 30 days in a row on YouTube, and all these videos are kind of unscripted and off the cuff, if you will, and not scripted out on a teleprompter like this. You'll see that all of the videos were recorded now using a teleprompter. Now, I don't really have a particular side. Some people absolutely love using a teleprompter. Some people love doing everything unscripted. I think doing this challenge has opened my mind a lot more, because I was pretty convinced that in order to record, especially YouTube videos, short form content, I've never really used a teleprompter. I think that's a little bit overkill. But if we're talking long form content, I've almost convinced myself this year that I needed to use one of these for my videos in order to obviously make sure the scripting's on point and make sure that the intro is concise and making sure that I'm saying all the right stuff so that you guys stick around and watch the videos and all that good stuff. But I think from doing this challenge, which I think I'm about 11 days in now, maybe 10, I've realized that I do actually have the capabilities to record videos in one take and without a teleprompter. So I suppose the main objective would be to get to a position where you could probably utilize both. I know certain creators, such as, if we're talking kind of in the fitness world, James Smith made a video speaking about this as well, and he mentioned that he doesn't really like using a teleprompter because he prefers to maybe have a few rough bullet points, but prefers to kind of go on little anecdotes and tell little stories that show his personality and help him explain maybe something that's a bit more of a boring topic into a more relatable situation or everyday scenario that obviously the viewers can connect with and find funny or whatever it is. And whilst I think that is probably the position we all want to aim to get to, and even by doing this challenge, I've sort of proven to myself that I am capable of maybe getting to that level, I don't think I'm quite there yet. And I think that's evident in terms of the video performance of the videos on my channel. Now, if you look at the past sort of 10 videos that I've recorded and they've just sort of been off the cuff and unscripted like this, they haven't performed as well. I think the top one's got about 30 views, and the rest of them, they're pretty low views. Now, I kind of knew that when I would start these videos, because especially as a smaller channel, often my process before recording a video would to be, research the topic. Obviously, if I had conversations with clients, I kind of knew it was a relevant topic to talk about. But there would be a lot of research before in terms of titles, thumbnails, are people actually interested in this topic? Whereas when I'm kind of recording these videos off the cuff, I don't quite have the time, because obviously I need to record a video every single day. Naturally, whilst trying to run my business and do editing and all that good stuff, I don't have as much time to do that. So naturally the videos haven't performed as well, and this could actually be harming my channel. And even by me sort of talking right now, I'm not being able to be as concise with my learnings. If I was to kind of script this video out how I normally would, I would have been able to list the 3 advantages of using the teleprompter, the 3 disadvantages of using teleprompter, and then talk about the benefits of not, and kind of really structure it in a way that obviously helps newer viewers, if you are a newer viewer watching this, actually stick around and watch the full video, versus when I'm kind of recording videos just off the cuff like this, I can't do that. I might make some bullet points for 1 or 2 of these videos. I sort of have bullet points off to the side, but for this video I haven't, and for most of them I haven't. So I do tend to kind of maybe not be as clear and concise with what I'm talking about. And at this point, a lot of people might have logged off. So I think that is a massive disadvantage of not using a teleprompter. But what I have really enjoyed, and this is for people that maybe are chronic procrastinators or overthinkers with their content, I think this challenge and this ability to be able to just hit record and not speak without a teleprompter has been massively freeing, because I wouldn't have been able to be as consistent as I mentioned had I gone through my normal process of, this video is, I think it's about 9:30 at night, and obviously I'm getting it done because I said I would, but if I would have needed to script the entire video, paste it onto my notes, and then basically how this works is you just place your phone on this and then it reflects onto the glass, so then you place this onto your camera, so it looks like, I don't know how well you're going to see that, but it looks like I'm looking directly into the lens, but actually I'm reading words off the screen. So it is pretty effective, but there's a lot of friction and there's a lot more prep and time required. And what I found with this challenge is that it's just allowed me to not have any excuses not to post. And I think that's where a lot of us will fall into, is that we're knowledgeable enough about what we want to talk about, we just don't do it. And we overthink and we procrastinate on things, and we convince ourselves that I can just get it done tomorrow when I've done a bit more prep. So I'm kind of indifferent about it, because all of my top performing videos on the channel have been all videos that I've used a teleprompter, but equally this 10 or 11 days has been the most consistent I've been with my YouTube channel. Now I do believe with that consistency there has been a slight drop in quality, even with the setup, the kind of camera, and maybe where I'm filming the videos, but that's also been something for me to overcome, and that's been something that's been quite progressive for me, because I fall into that camp of I will overthink things and I'll push it back because I want to make sure the script's right and not show up as consistently as I should. And especially as sort of newer creators on YouTube, for example, every top creator you speak to speaks about just getting to 100 videos as fast as possible. And this challenge and posting these videos is going to allow me to do so. So overall, I do think, and within this challenge, I'm going to do a few videos where I do use the teleprompter and compare it to the results that I see with obviously the more sort of raw and uncut topics like this. But I do think they will perform better. But I think this challenge has allowed me to, and developing this skill to be able to just sort of speak on camera uncut and sort of, how I want to, has given me that creative freedom that if I do keep practicing this, hopefully I do feel a little bit more robotic now, considering where a teleprompter, I feel like I can relax more because I know I'm getting to the point quicker and I can sprinkle in jokes. And yeah, hopefully I can get to that point one day where I can just turn on the camera like this and be more like myself in that sense. But I'm still definitely learning. One thing I would definitely recommend is, if you are considering getting a teleprompter, it's a massive benefit if you are someone that likes writing as well. I failed to mention is that obviously if you can write pretty well and writing is something you want to get better at, naturally if you can write your scripts and sort of read it from here, it's going to make for a much better video. If you are going to purchase one, I would just purchase, excuse me, I would purchase one that's pretty cheap like this. I've been in recording studios where they have the sort of expensive Elgato one, which is like 250, whereas this one I bought for, I think it was less than 50 quid, and I just balance my smartphone, it connects via a free app, does the job completely. And sometimes with the Elgato one, because they use like an iPad to balance the script, sometimes the words can be too wide and you can see the person's eyes darting all over the place. Whereas because this one's so small and it uses my phone, I'm actually always kind of, because the surface area is obviously smaller, it always looks like I'm reading from the lens. Now you can adjust the settings with the iPad, but that's something that often people run into. And even when I've booked out professional studios, they fail to do that. So just bear that in mind. If you are considering want to buy a teleprompter, go with the cheap one first, because you'll benefit from that, and it will do pretty much the same job as the expensive ones. The trade-off you will have to accept if you do want to use a teleprompter, there will probably be a slight adjustment period and learning period where you will feel robotic. The first time that you use it, you feel like, oh my God, I feel like a news reporter or like a Gary Neville Huel reading, where it's just so obviously horribly scripted. So there will be a natural kind of learning process. But once you start to use this a bit more and, you know, you introduce things like occasionally looking off to the side of the camera when you know what the kind of next line is going to be, you then start to feel a bit more natural. And if you go back and watch any of my videos as well, I don't think it's that obvious that I'm using a teleprompter, because I learned the skill of, you know, using body language when I'm talking, or when I write out the word, if I want to emphasize a certain word, I'll put it in big bold capital letters so that when I'm reading the teleprompter, that's what I do. Again, punctuation, all these things. Or if I know what the next line is going to be, I'll look off to the side like this and then come back to the lens. All these little tricks can make it seem like, well, make it seem that you're not reading off a teleprompter, and that kind of helps smooth out the process. Again, sometimes as well, even if I'm using a teleprompter, if I'm reading a line and I say it in a slightly different way, I'll just crack on and say it that way. I won't kind of restart and reset and go, oh my God, I didn't say it word for word on the teleprompter. Because I think when you try and go exactly word for word is when you kind of do that effect, which I don't know how well you can see with my eyes at the moment, but you kind of look like you're just reading from a screen. So yeah, I think those are my overall thoughts. I would say if you've considered getting a teleprompter and you find that you kind of waffle a lot in your videos, I would definitely recommend getting a nice cheap one like this. As I said, about 40, 50 quid. You just plonk it onto the front of your camera, and or there's even like free mobile apps. Again, if you're filming your videos with your phone, you can try those out as well. I would definitely consider it because it does allow you to be a lot more concise, and especially if you're a newer channel, that's going to be more important because people are going to be less bought into you, and they're going to be less likely to stick around if you are waffling or going off on different tangents where you haven't quite developed the skill yet. But don't rely on one either, because I think that's where I've fallen to probably about halfway through this year, where I felt like I couldn't record a YouTube video unless it was scripted and on my teleprompter, because I became too dependent on it, and that wasn't allowing me to show up as consistently as I know I should. So yeah, I think that's my overall thoughts. As I said, pretty balanced, pretty, you know, dependent person, which is the benefit of these longer form videos. I don't have to be quite as black and white with the opinions. But as I mentioned, I am doing a 30-day challenge on it here on YouTube. I believe it's day 10. It might be day 11, but I'm really enjoying the challenge so far. So if you are an online coach, creator who wants to make better content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you today, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 11 or 12. Not sure which one it is, but I'll see you then.